Okay, here we are with some with some questions from past years' exam papers that relate to the recurrence relations. So here I've got question 17. This is from the 2019 Northern Hemisphere, exam 1. A sequence of numbers is generated by the recurrence relation below. Just realised I didn't quite write that correctly. So the initial term is 2, then our rule relating them is 3 times Pn take away 1. So let's go through and figure this out. So we are looking for what is the value of P3. So our first in our sequence is 2, remembering that's P0. So P1 is 3 times Pn, take away 1. So 3 times 2, which is 6, take away 1, is 5. And you can use your calculator here if you wish to help you out. Nothing wrong with that. So I've got 2 is my initial, then times by 3, take 1, so that's P1. P2 is 14, and P3 would be 41. And so that makes our answer D. Our answer D. Now, for this type of question, I would recommend you use a calculator if you can use it quickly, because it might save you time. This sort of question, you probably, if you got something like this, I'd really wouldn't want you to be spending much more than a minute on. So use your time wisely. You don't get extra points for not using your CAS calculator. It doesn't matter there. Okay, so question 17 from the 2019 exam. Consider the recurrence relation shown below. So there's our initial term, A0 equals 3, and there's our rule linking the current term to the next term. So an plus 1 equals 2an plus 4. So the value of A3 in the sequence generated by this recurrence relation is given by. So here we have to really go through that manually and start thinking about it. So that past one we could really do exclusively on the CAS if we wanted to. Here we could do on the CAS, but we have to think about the calculations involved. So I might set it out a bit more. So let's think about it. So A0 is 3, A1 is 2 times 3 plus 4, so that's 6 plus 4, which is 10. A2 is 2 times 10 plus 4, so that's 2 times 10 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So A3 is 2 times 24 plus 4. So that gives me the answer of D. 68% of the state answered that correctly. 16% of the state answered A. So okay, they just looked at that first time we did it. So they didn't read the question properly. They didn't read that we were looking for A3. So let's look at the next one. where we have our 2019 Northern Hemisphere Exam 1, question 18. Consider the recurrence relation below. So our initial term, B0 equals to 12, and Bn plus 1 equals 2 times Bn minus 14. So which term of the sequence generated by this recurrence relation is the first to be negative? Okay, the first to be negative. So we're looking for when it becomes negative. So we can do this on our CAS, might be easier on our CAS, and writing it down as well. So our B0 is 12. Okay, let's get up our CAS. So, 12. So we're timesing that by 2, then taking away 14. So B1 is 10. B2 is 6. And B3 is -2. -2. So just bringing that up. So that gives us our answer of C. And I've just realized this is actually not from the 2019 exam, it's from the 2018 exam. So sorry if there's any confusion there. I'll update my electronic ones. So here we're looking for where it first got to be negative. Now with the Northern Hemisphere exams, I don't get the complete breakdown, but I suspect a lot of students would have miscounted. That's a fairly common mistake, that they might have miscounted which one. So I think it's important here to be listing them as B0, B1, B2, B3, just like I was doing up here with the P0, P1, P2, P3, to really make it clear what term we are talking about. So that might be a good little habit to get into when writing out a sequence.